I spit Patron on this microphone. Watch out, I'm in the zone, worth for everything I own. Life is March Madness, one mistake, then you go. Yeah, I had a stroke, but your boy still rhyming. And Fresh got love, but the squad still wildin'. Catch me in any city in the hood, we grindin'.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros, a comment made by Errol Spence in response to Terrence Crawford saying he doesn't need him for his legacy. Earl reacts to Terrence comments. I'm ready to put on a great show for my fans on December 5th, Spence said. If he's not worried about me, then there's no reason to fight. He needs to keep my name out of his mouth, said Spence when told that Crawford said he doesn't need to fight him for his legacy. So that's what Errol Spence had to say. He said, since he doesn't need to fight me, he should keep my name out his mouth. Trill Dollar Bill, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, basically. This is what we've been saying all along, or what I've been saying all along, excuse me. Look, I honestly feel I'm going to keep the same energy. I don't think that from what TC has showed me, I don't think TC wants to fight. Like, it's all been you know what I'm saying? He don't want to fight him, and it's cool. TC, he can have his own road to glory, you know? But like he said, keep my name out your mouth then. If you don't want this smoke, then there's no reason to keep bringing my name up. If this ain't what you want, then there's no reason for you to keep bringing my name up. You know what I'm saying? Like, people always talk about when they pulled up. When they pulled up, I seen something totally different. I was just telling my bros, I seen something totally different. All these TC people say, oh, he pulled up on him. Yeah, but I seen it was joking at first. Earl got a little annoyed. That's when he was like, he put up a gentleman's bet, a real man's bet. Like, yo, for real, let's put up 100,000 on it. And TC went back to joking to let him know, hey, this is all caps. Let's put a mill on it. Just joking, because he don't want that fight. He sent, then Caden goes on to let y'all know that he sends his lawyer prints up this little paper. They get their Twitter on, their Twitter figures on. They send something out to Bob and everybody else, right? Saying that he want better opposition. What does Bob do? Says, cool, I'm going to put you in there with Spence next. You say, no, you don't want that. You don't want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? Earl says, you know what, you want to fight? I'm going to send you out an offer. Instead of you saying, you know what, let's negotiate and go back and forth. You go on Twitter. Nope, the fight ain't going to happen. You don't want that fight, man.
And I don't care if the fight happens or not.
I don't care if the fight happens. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't want that fight. And I'm not mad at you. I'm not saying you scared. You step in that ring, you a fighter. I'm not saying you scared. I just think that you have another road you want to go, and that's okay. But just keep it 100, keep it a buck, because it's gonna look bad if you go and fight somebody else and it's not Earl. It's just gonna look bad. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking that you're gonna go to 154, like I keep saying, and take that belt, that 154 belt, that WBO strap away from Patrick Teixeira. That's just the same energy I've been saying. It's the same energy I'm gonna take. I don't think he wants that fight. Not that he's scared. He just got his own road to glory. You know what I'm saying? That he's trying to do.
G. I'll say this. Boxing is all theatrics, right? Not in the ring, but outside the ring. And so, to be honest with you, I like the fact that TC is talking about Spence. Why? Because it builds up the fight. Like, let's just be real. Like, if this doesn't happen, there's no build up, you know? Like, I see y'all shaking your heads, but let's just be real.
The build up's already there. There's no more. They don't have to build this up no more.
Bro. What I'm saying is, it's because of the back and forth that's been causing a lot of the build up. It's one thing when you just hear like regular sports analysts saying, "Oh, the two need to fight." It's another thing when two guys is on Twitter, on videos together, like going back and forth. It builds the fight. It just does.
Yeah, but at what point does the build-up stop? At what point are you starting to build up the fight and starting to promote the fight?
No, I agree. So now
he does more promoting the Errol Spence fight that he hasn't even agreed to than he does promoting himself.
hell is Ned doing?
I don't know why Ned put those stupid gloves on right now.
Oh, I ain't promoting. I'm just gloving up. Yo, but listen. No, I'm taking this home, son. I'm taking this home.
Okay.
Listen, G, cut this shenanigans, yo. When Wilder was using these tactics to using AJ's name to build his profile, he was not building the fight. He was never building this mega fight between Wilder and AJ. Okay, he was just using Wilder's name.
I actually disagree with you, and the reason why is because, again, AJ offered him 100 million or 120 million for 3 fights, 20 for what's his name, Brazil, and then 50 million and 50 million for the rematch, win, lose, or draw. So if the back and forth never happened, I don't think AJ would have offered a big bag.
And this is where you mess up, because TC don't want to fight. Wilder never wanted to fight. They used the man's name as leverage to gain the status, but they don't want to fight. So keep my name out your mouth. Don't talk about me. Don't speak about me if you're not willing to step inside the ring. And I know this is how, this is ridiculous. Yo, you just literally siding with this man, and it's Wilder tactics. This dude these are the tactics not to fall for. And I'm gonna take these gloves off now.
I gotta rock with you on that one. I gotta rock on this one. He used a great analogy. He's saying, like, when he was using his name, you know what I'm saying? Like the same day where TC was saying when Deontay Wilder was using his name, keep using his name, like he was going to make this happen. The only thing he was doing was trying to get more people to look at him. And what he was doing, he didn't have no inkling in the back of his head of wanting to fight this guy. Because why would you turn down generational wealth if you really wanted to fight this guy and get it on? So that's I think that is.
But I look at it a little different from you and that. Me personally, I feel like both Wilder.
I just like that analogy.
Yeah, no, I can respect it. Honestly, I can respect that argument.
The analogy's fine, but why did he have to put on those gloves?
Gloving up. Don't talk if you're not gloving up, yo. Stay like that. I just gloved up. You know. Yeah, they had the aesthetics to the look. We the boxing bros, Ain't that right, Trez?
You already.
He didn't put on his gloves, though. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is this. I see both Ned and Trill's argument, right? I can entertain that. However, I believe both Wilder and TC, what they're trying to do is get even more money from the situation. You know what I mean? And so they're like, hey, let me try to milk the cow as much as I can. But in Wilder's case, it backfired with Fury. I don't see TC losing, before Spence. If anything, Spence may lose against.
You didn't see Wilder losing before Joshua either.
No, I just told you that. I just said, but Fury messed it all up. You know what I'm saying? So.
No, but you just said I don't see Crawford losing before the Spence fight. And what I just said to you, which is a fact, is you didn't see Deontay Wilder losing before the Joshua fight either. That's so true. In essence, you're in the same situation you were, making the same argument you were.
It's possible.
Before you were wrong before.
Which I admit I was wrong before, right? But I think when fighters is like, hey, you know what? If I got to fight the best, I want the best payday. So this back and forth, this going to social media, going to Twitter, going to Instagram, going to YouTube, doing multiple interviews and all that stuff, it builds the fight. More people are watching, more pay-per-views. That means more of a bigger payday. That means negotiation, bargaining chips, a number of things they can use to build this fight up and get a bigger cut. So I'm not mad at TC for constantly bringing up Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? Because it gets the boxing community excited. You know what I'm saying? Which means if the more boxing people, fans, this and that, they're excited, then that means more casuals get excited. More casuals get excited, that means a huge mega fight. And so I hope TC doesn't stop what he's doing. Keep it up. You know what I'm saying? And then have TC's fans, and TC apparently he got some solid Wilder fans. Keep them fans putting the battery in your
right.
back.
Solid Wilder fans. Mm-hmm. They don't watch the fight. They don't buy the fight.
Well, I ain't mean like that.
Solid Wilder fans.
I'm just saying your fans keep the conversation going, and that forces casuals to be like, yo, maybe I should check out this fight. You know what I'm saying? And so it's good.
This fighter.
You're doing all that.
It's good for it's for the sport of boxing. It's good to keep talking, keep that back and forth going. Because again, Wilder versus AJ was huge. The potential to be huge. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, it blew up in our face. But it had the potential of being a mega fight. This also has the potential to be a mega fight. So I think, me personally, I don't agree with Spence, but I understand what Spence is saying. Like, if you ain't serious, stop talking about me. I'm saying from a fan perspective, keep that going because it builds up the fight from a promotional standpoint. That's all I was saying.
Even if it's not going to happen.
I think it is going to happen. I just think, this is what I honestly believe. TC's trying to get away from Top Rank. Once he's away from Top Rank, then he's going to make that fight happen. Right now, he's probably like, Bob's going to get a cut. Bob's disrespected me. This and the third. So he's probably waiting until after that contract ends with Top Rank. Hey, you know what, Al Heyman, let's make this happen. I think that's what's really going to happen.
Yo, G, man, again, your biggest issue when you make arguments is you overlook the other side. You make solid arguments, but your conclusion overlooks how things can go wrong. Yeah, so for example, TC breaks away from Top Rank and he's a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even in position to negotiate 60-40. And I'm going to tell you why. He has no promotional team behind him. He has no network behind him. What welterweight can he fight from the zone? Quick, 5 seconds. If you don't name one, it's a wrap.
Devin, the Kaka Farmer.
It's done.
Kaka who?
Devin
Kaka?
We're going to come all the way up.
Kaka is all we heard.
Welterweight.
Devin Kaka.
Welterweight.
Is that one
Hey,
thing?
No. So there you have it. Farmer is not a welterweight. There is none. Okay, now quick. Name me the welterweight he's going to fight on Golden Boy. 5 seconds.
They just lost it.
There is none. There's none. The only welterweights he can fight are on PBC. And the only reason why he's been surviving, not fighting them, is because the man who he's crapping on right now, Bob Arum. Bob Arum has done a great job creating the illusion that he can compete with the PBC welterweights without him ever having to fight an elite fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So Bob Arum has done that. And he's been able to do that and take losses because they had the support of a network behind them. So once Terrence Crawford leaves Bob Arum and he's out there on his own, right? And he tries to negotiate the Spence fight, Spence is going to say 70-30. And he's going to be like, what? No, I'm not taking that deal. Well, then I'm going to go and fight Keith Thurman and make buku money. The world's going to want to see that fight because it's a good fight, right? And then who's Spence going to fight?
Thurman, though. I don't know. I don't think people are going to want to see the TC.
Why would people not want to see Thurman? How many people beat Thurman? How many people beat Thurman? Tell me.
Pacquiao, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, so wait, Thurman got one loss. Thurman has fought in front of 5.1 million people on regular TV. He fought Manny Pacquiao on pay-per-view and lost a split decision, bro.
Mm-hmm.
A split decision to Manny Pacquiao. Do you not understand that Manny Pacquiao is a star maker? Even when you fight Manny Pacquiao and you lose to Manny Pacquiao, you become an instant star. Do you not realize that? So I'm just saying, don't act like Keith Thurman doesn't have a better history of viewership numbers and pay-per-view views than Terrence Crawford. So
that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is people want to see
public isn't paid to watch Errol Spence fight Thurman, and you're wrong. That has been a big debate in itself because Errol Spence was calling out Keith Thurman when Keith Thurman was the championship, but Earl hadn't proven himself yet. And Thurman was like, prove yourself first. And now Earl's the man who's the big fish, and then now Keith Thurman's calling him out. Even if you want to go that route, it doesn't matter. He's about to fight Danny Garcia. That could be another split decision that demands a rematch. The Sean Porter fight was won. Some people, he can go fight Sean Porter again. Ugas is probably going to get the which belt Pac got? WBA, right? WBA, yeah. They're about to get the WBA belt because they're probably going to strip Pacquiao if he doesn't fight soon. And then Earl can take the WBA from him, which would give him 3 belts. And then the only one out there would be TC. And then it's like, well, you got to see me if you want to unify in this division. So there are a number of things that are going against TC once he doesn't have the network behind him. So you take away the network from TC, and then he's in big time trouble. The one thing that's been helping him is the network, rating him number one pound for pound. The network gassing him up to be a guy who can beat Ray Leonard, a guy who can beat Marvelous Marvin Hagler, a guy who's once you take that away, ESPN's going to dog him, Fox going to dog him. Then what? Then what's he going to be?
Unless he signs to BBC.
That's you said. You said he can be a free agent and then make fights. But if he's a free agent, he's not good. It's actually worse for him because when he goes to PBC, they're going to lowball him every time he wants to fight.
You know what? When I think about it, I don't know if it was you or Ned. Somebody made this point. He isn't that good of a promoter, right? So TC can't go free agent. He's going to need a system behind him. So PBC, he's likely going to sign to PBC. You know what I mean? And I think Al's going to convince him to take that 40% split. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like, yo, come on, bro. Like, look at your options here. And I think TC will be cool with that. I think it's really an issue with Bob Arum. I think he doesn't want Bob to get anything. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on with him and Top Rank, but I think that's what's holding up the fight. Once he separates from Top Rank, I do believe he's going to sign to PBC. And he's going to sign that fight. You know what I mean? Why? Because it's not just that
That's
fight.
That's going to be the first fight he fights, though.
He gets so many fights now. He gets Garcia. He gets Ugas. He gets Thurman. He gets Porter. He gets so many options at PBC. I think he'll just do it. And it's to PBC's benefit to promote him. You know what I mean? So it's a win-win for everybody. So I know it's wishful thinking what I'm saying. I just believe TC is going to go to PBC and sign that dotted line. And then we're going to
go to PBC. Gee, that's going to be a long road to a Spence TC fight to me. Because look at it. If they do the Ennis Boots versus Ugas for the WBA, the vacant WBA belt, right? TC got to come over. His welcome fight to PBC is not going to be a Spence fight. It's going to be with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And after that, if he still has the WBO belt, why not go and get that WBA belt? So he got to fight one of these guys. So now they both got the East belts, and then they can go for undisputed there at welterweight.
You saying my storyline, bro? You saying
there'll be more fights that lead to that one, and by that time, man, one of these guys might grow out. Well, I'm thinking Errol might grow out of that 147-pound division.
But I'm just saying the way you just presented it is the best way you could promote this fight.
Yeah, that's the only way I can see it.
The best fight in the best, and it's for undisputed, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the belts on the line. Boom. Man, listen.
A lot of ifs gotta happen. A lot of ifs gotta happen.
Al Heyman's having wet dreams right now about that, bro. I'm telling you what's going to happen. Trey, you just convinced me even more, man. I'm confident. I'm normally wrong. Usually, I'll be making mistakes on my predictions. I predict undisputed. You know what I'm saying? TC versus Errol Spence, PBC, all the belts for all the marbles.
2022.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna predict the year.
He's not free until October 21st.
Coming. It was coming.
I mean, not October 21st, October 2021. He's not free until October 2021. So
22, baby. Undisputed 20.
Hey, disregard what I was just saying.
Yo, 33 years old.
See, Trill put the battery in my back till I heard October 2021. I'm like, nah, bro. All right,
I said 22.
Trill said the fight won't happen until 22. Look, I hope he signs with PBC. I think if he signs with PBC, it will show me that at least he's serious about making the fight. I don't think he's the type of guy that can go dolo on his own.
If he signs PBC, I'm happy too. You know why? Because Adrian Granados gets another fight.
So does the Riverside Rocky. Jose Cito Lopez. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. For me, he doesn't have the ability to stand alone. Like I didn't bring this up, and I'm not bringing this up to bash Terrence Crawford. I'm just bringing this up to point out something. Even when America is on lockdown and in quarantine, and he fought on ESPN, he got 2 million views. 2 million views is good, but remember, the world has nothing better to do and he still only got 2 million views. When Danny Garcia fought Keith Thurman, and you could do whatever you want. You had the option to go out on a Saturday night. And the world wasn't on lockdown. It peaked at 5.1 million. When Errol Spence fought Leonard Bundu, his fight peaked at 6.3 million. And that's when we weren't on lockdown. That's when you could do whatever you want. When Danny Garcia fought Adrian Granados, you could do whatever you want. That was a busy sports day. And he still pulled in 1.4 million views. When the world was on lockdown, desperate for entertainment, and Terrence Crawford fought Kell Brook, he got 2 million views. So this is what I'm saying.
That's bad, man.
It's not like TC is proving himself to be someone who can go out on his own and do a Floyd Mayweather. When you say Canelo, that's a beautiful thing. Canelo can do it. Canelo has the numbers. Canelo has the fights. He has the resume. He has the fans. TC, on the other hand, him going out on his own is going to be like, you know, when you take advantage of someone who doesn't quite understand what's going on. Like, that's what's going to happen to TC all the time because he has no network behind him. So he's going to come to Al Heyman, 70-30 if you want Spence. But what about DSG? 60-40 for Danny if you want him. Well, what about Thurman? 60-40. Every time he comes to him, he's gonna get a low ball offer. One, I don't think it's low ball, but still, you have no other options. Because you on your own, you a free agent. You got to take what they give you.
Does Porter have does Sean Porter have a belt right now? He doesn't, right?
No, he doesn't have a belt.
Yeah.
But even that Porter fight,
40 for that one. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, even that Porter fight,
He'll be 64.
He'll be not going to be able to. I dig exactly everything what you're saying, kid. He's not going to go over there and be able to do it, Mikey. You don't got a country behind you. You don't got that star power, and people ain't locking in to see you like that. So you're going to have to take wherever Al get you.
Mm-hmm. If he signs the PBC, Al might be more generous. What I'm saying is if he tries to go out on his own and be like Mayweather and like Canelo, like, oh, I'm on my own, I'm stand alone, everyone's going to offer him bad deals. Even if he wants to fight one of Eddie's fighters, Eddie's going to switch that. Eddie's going to be like, hey, well, then go fight someone on PBC then. And then he's going to be like, oh, fuck, like, yo, you know, and then he's going to go back to Bob, and Bob's going to be like, you screwed me over, and now you want to fight one of my fighters. It's just not going to happen. And so then he's not going to get a fight with Bob. Then he's going to go to De La Hoya, and De La Hoya, that's my point. He is not the type of star that can stand alone. De
La Hoya's going to be sitting in an empty office.
De La Hoya need him. Anybody need him.
De La Hoya's going to be like, listen, I got it. Conspiracy G, here it is. Walk with me. TC's going to sign the Golden Boy. And when he signs the Golden Boy, he's going to sit down with De La Hoya, and De La Hoya said, look, I know all these fighters left me. I know you heard bad things about me, but I'm about to give you the biggest fight of your career. And you're gonna be able to say you did it with Golden Boy. In January, Terrence Crawford, you're going to fight me, Oscar De La Hoya, on pay-per-view at 154, and the world's going to be buzzing.
You know, Mexico going to tune in. Mexico going to tune in. Why not? You know what I mean?
Hey, it'll be a big fight, and TC's already expressed his interest in fighting men that should be in Mike Tyson's Legends League anyway. So
they're going to be like, oh, TC getting the prime De La Hoya.
No, true. TC Vince gonna be like, yo, De La Hoya's gonna kill himself to make weight like he did against Pacquiao. TC Vince is gonna be like, yo, De La Hoya's better than he ever was.
We're getting a clean De La Hoya, you hear me?
Yo, we get De La Hoya before the booger sugar, dog.
Ooh.
Oh, man. Y'all brothers finished? Y'all got anything to add?
I'm good. I just, in response to Errol Spence saying to TC, if you're not going to fight me, keep my name out your mouth. Exactly. Stop promoting a fight you're not interested in. Because you promote the Errol Spence fight so much instead of yourself, people only care about you if you're fighting Errol Spence, brother. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done.
Like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter, and also check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.
We could have been flawless, flying up to make people's mouths drop jawless. How can 2 years be erased in 1 August? And you know I have my pride, so I had to get brolic. All in all, I can't call it. Just know you're my queen. Wish I was denim, cause then I be in your jeans. Can't fight fate, and you've been loving me since your teens. But when you can't move forward, you gotta wipe your slate clean.